the one that used to be Checkered King. Balan and Street Beat Leo arrived on Checkered King's stage in what looked like a marketplace, though the merchants and artisans and frolicking children from before were nowhere in sight. The road out of the market led up and was warped in strange, looping curves. Weird. Leo followed the road with his eyes and saw it led to the castle. Checkered King's stage had been twisted into some sort of sphere, with Leo and Balan standing on the inside of the curve. Leo looked down at his feet. Instead of the gray stones he remembered from his last visit, the roads were covered in alternating squares of white marble and black granite. It's like we're on a giant chessboard. Unsurprising considering your foe's name, muttered Balan. Good luck, little one, playing his game. And with that, Balan disappeared. Leo made his way into the castle. Just like before, there was a tournament being held in the garden, but the jousters had transformed into knight chess pieces, and the soldiers had all turned into pawns. Leo wondered what sort of chess-related incident had happened to Checkered King in the real world to leave such deep scars on his heart. And what does that golden chalice he saw in his vision have to do with anything? He knew it wasn't any use to speculate. If we're playing chess, then I guess that makes me the opposing king, Leo shouted at the castle. Then he closed his eyes. When he opened them, he had donned a costume that looked like the White King chess piece, Quad Cannon. He knew how to use it at once. All he had to do was focus his willpower to summon the cannons around him, one each in front and behind, one each to his left and right, then aim and fire. He tested out on some Nagati that attacked him with great success. This feels less like the way King fights, and more like a rook. He wondered about that as he hopped across the black and white tiles on the road. Suddenly, a white knight piece appeared out of nowhere, lunging right at him. Pretty sure it's against the rules for pieces to attack their own king, shouted Leo to the sky, even knowing it was pointless. This was Checkered King's stage, after all. The only rules were the ones he made. Inside the castle, Leo found the heart trees and got the heart fragments out of them with the Tim's help. The first one he obtained was the part of Checkered King that cherished life, and then the part that was forgiving of himself. So, what? He doesn't think life is worth it now? And what can't he forgive himself for? Leo had no idea what these heart fragments meant to Checkered King. But now that he had found them, the only thing he could do was press onward, heading deeper into the castle where he knew he would find the king waiting. Leo stopped and looked around. He had come to a giant chessboard the size of a soccer field. Whatever hurt Checkered King definitely has something to do with chess. A thunderous roar arose around him as a giant monster appeared, one that was shaped like a chess king. It was Checkered King, or had been, anyway. He was now so huge he could barely fit onto the chessboard. So, you're going by Fortsver 4 now, huh? Fortsver 4 ordered the chess pieces to attack. All of them, white and black both, charged right at Leo. That's definitely against the rules, he shouted. But Checkered King did not care about breaking the rules. His attacks were relentless, and his sharp wit meant he could read Leo's every move. Chess might be your thing, said Leo, spotting a break in the enemy's ranks, but dance is mine. And he spun, flinging the heart fragments at the monster. With a great groan, the monster shrank and transformed back into the Checkered King Leo knew. The king sat with his arms around his legs on the chessboard. Leo walked over and crouched in front of him. Why chess? Checkered King looked deflated as he answered. I was the world champion. Seriously? That's incredible. The king pursed his lips. I was something of a prodigy when I was younger. For over a decade, I was the reigning champion. They said I was untouchable. I was the best at chess, and I found a wonderful wife to marry. Everything was perfect. So perfect, I didn't even realize it at the time. Then, one day, this kid of about 20 turned up and suddenly my hold on the title of champion wasn't as secure as it had been. He was pulling it right out from under me. Maybe my confidence was shaken, maybe I just wasn't as sharp as I had been. Either way, I couldn't seem to win. My rank kept getting lower and lower until I was playing against teenagers who were better than me. I remember one match against a 14-year-old boy. He moved his queen to a position that confused me a great deal, for if she was lost, his king would be left vulnerable. No matter how you looked at the board, it seemed like he was handing me the victory on a silver platter, but my intuition was telling me I was going to lose. I looked at the boy's face and saw he was smiling, ever so faintly. I made my moves, all pretty standard. On the third move, I finally realized what he was playing at, but there was nothing I could do to stop it. I lost and sank into a deep despair. Checkered's king's face scrunched up as if he was in pain. But I wallowed so much in my own self-pity that I never even noticed the sickness quietly ravaging my wife's body until it was too late. I lost the love of my life because I couldn't see anything beyond my own selfish desire to be the chess champion again. I threw everything away. All my chess sets, all my medals and trophies, all of it. Leo started at the mention of the awards. The golden chalice in your vision. Was that one of the trophies you'd won? I suppose it must have been. Perhaps throwing them away didn't completely rid me of all sentiment. After I got rid of them, I had nothing. I would wander the streets for hours at a time. That's when the Balan Theater appeared before me. Leo reached out a hand to Checkered King, but then the queen appeared, standing between them. She was not shaped like a chess piece, but like the beautiful woman she had been when Leo first came to the stage. Checkered King was shaking his head. I know you seek to defeat Lance, but I cannot help you. He looked at his queen. My heart may have created her, but she is my wife. I have no intention of relinquishing my stage. That is not your real wife, said Balan. Leo jumped at his sudden appearance. She's but a lie you've constructed to ease your strife. Balan spoke the harsh truth Leo couldn't bring himself to vocalize, but Checkered King only hugged his queen tightly, pressing his face against her chest. She is the only thing I have left. Leave me be. Leo may have returned the fragments of his heart, but it seemed like Checkered King had a long way to go before he was truly healed. Knowing nothing he said now would get through to him, Leo turned his focus to helping the others.